One of NATO's most vulnerable choke points is the Suwałki corridor. This narrow strip of land is shared by our allies, Poland and Lithuania, and is only 65 kilometers wide between Belarus and the Russian oblast of Kaliningrad. If the Kremlin's objective is to undermine our alliance, one way they can do that is to demonstrate that we cannot protect our allies, to launch a limited hybrid attack to disrupt or interdict or cut the Suwałki corridor, and then see if the alliance will respond. Such an attack could be done with very little notice, taking advantage of their own interior lines and freedom of movement and proximity of forces and long-range fires from Kaliningrad. So protecting this corridor, which connects our 3 Baltic allies to the rest of Europe and the alliance, is critical. Deterring Russia from making the terrible miscalculation that the alliance can't defend itself is an essential element of overall deterrence. And right now, sitting across the corridor, our Baltic allies are vulnerable. Defense of the Suwałki corridor is complicated due to its relative narrow geography and limited rail and highway infrastructure. NATO forces moving to the Suwałki corridor, either in a preemptive move to signal resolve or as reinforcements responding to a crisis, need to be able to move as fast or faster than Russian Federation forces if they are to be an effective deterrent or reinforcement to the Lithuanian, German, Polish, and U.S. forces already there. This requires a significant improvement in military mobility, improvements in infrastructure, and in the legal and diplomatic procedures for crossing international borders within NATO and EU countries. In effect, we need a military Schengen zone. The EU and NATO are working on this, but we still have a long way to go to achieve the necessary speed of movement to be effective. On the other side, Russia's anti-access area denial capabilities, or A2AD, in Kaliningrad are significant. They include long-range fires, anti-ship missiles, and air and missile defenses, as well as air, land, and maritime forces. Any response by NATO will have to address those capabilities. All of this means that right now there are serious challenges to the ability of the alliance to respond and reinforce as quickly as needed. Russia is not irrational, and it doesn't want all-out war with the West, but it does not necessarily have to grab and hold the corridor to challenge the credibility of the alliance. Any test of NATO, such as low-threshold hybrid probes or limited or temporary incursions against the backdrop of nuclear threats, might accomplish this goal. NATO is the most successful military alliance in history. To continue to be effective, it must understand and address its challenges, such as defending the Suwałki corridor, and take effective remedial action. Ahead of the upcoming summit in Brussels this July, CEPA has published a groundbreaking report exploring how the alliance can secure this potential vulnerability on our eastern flank. Every problem has a solution, and we believe that we've put forward great ideas that can help the United States, its allies, and all the alliance to make sure that our deterrence is credible and effective.